legendary voice silenced by one of the strongest opiate drugs in the world, fentanyl, 50 times more potent than heroin. It made headlines recently for its role in a spike of overdose deaths here in Canada. And now we know the drug also played a role in the death of a pop icon with a reputation for clean living. Well, Sarah Galashan has been tracking today's developments and joins us now. Sarah.
Well, no indication from this report as to why the musician was taking this powerful painkiller, although his friend and fellow performer Sheila E. has alluded to the fact that she felt he suffered from years of pain after performing wearing lifts or high heels. The one-page report that's come from the Midwest Medical Examiner's Office, what it does tell us is that this was a self-administered overdose drug, that this was an accident. The box accident is checked. Not a lot of information in here, though it does include a description of the musician at the time of death. We know that Prince was not a tall man. Without heels, he actually stood 5'3" and weighed just 112 pounds. His physique described in this report as petite. But what the key information that we're getting from this is the word fentanyl. That's the drug that contributed to his death. This is a powerful, addictive painkiller. It does have legitimate medical uses, but again, as you say, it has been blamed for this surge in overdose deaths in recent years, and now, sadly, this overdose death of Prince can be added to that statistic.
This report today answers just one of the many questions that have been swirling around for the last 6 weeks and leads to another question. Where would he have gotten the fentanyl?
Right, and so as part of this investigation into his death, the names of 2 doctors have so far surfaced and are being talked about. The one, a Dr. Michael Schullenberg, on April 7th, we know that Prince paid a visit to Dr. Schullenberg, and this is coming from the LA Times. They did get a copy of an unsealed search warrant. On April 20th, Dr. Schullenberg sees Prince a second time. At some point, a medication is prescribed, although not clear which medication or whether or not the musician actually took it. Also on April 20th, Prince's team, we know, his representatives, contacted an addiction specialist out in California, but this addiction specialist couldn't make it, so instead he sent his son on an overnight flight. The next morning, April 21st, Prince was found dead in his home. It was the addiction specialist's son was among those who actually came across the musician dead, and it was the son who actually called 911. Dr. Schullenberg did eventually that same day turn up at the residence and was interviewed by police at that time. Though if I can just circle back quickly to the specialist's son, this is Andrew Kronberg. Andrew, not a doctor himself, but had arrived at the compound with a medication to treat an opioid addiction in his backpack. The lawyer representing the Kronberg saying that the son was never going to administer this drug. He was instead going to try and find another doctor to make that administration. Very interesting in that these 2 doctors, as I say, that they are being discussed, and more to come from the investigation, for sure.
Sarah, thank you very much.